it almost feels like this is the real transfer episode. This is the one where we've actually gone out and really signed a load of players, and I honestly think there's still more to come. But hey, I should be wearing the fishing outfit, really.
Into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sunshine on Leyth. As always, if you're still enjoying the save, drop a like on the video. That would be tremendous. Now, since the start of the week, it's time to thank new patrons. This week, it is Aaron and also Matt Cox upping his pledge. Thank you so much, guys. That is genuinely awesome. I haven't really talked about this that much, particularly in videos, but basically since the whole COVID thing, I've been doing this essentially full time, and it's been tough, but I really, really appreciate everyone who's just watched the videos over this period or been on the Twitch streams, and those of you over on the Patreon as well, have basically kept me going. So a massive thank you to everyone over there, seriously. And in addition to that, thank you so much for the nice comments on the video I put out last week. It's always tough to know how people will respond to things like that, and I should know better by now that you guys are incredibly supportive of me, but hopefully of people around you as well. So it really does feel, it's very nice, so thank you. Right, it's Tuesday, so that means it's Regen Someday. So let's do some regens. First up, we've got Franco Biscan. He's got 95 goals in 80 caps for Croatia. What a boss. Then we've got Danny Jesus, or I guess Danny Jesus, but still pretty cool. Followed up by Andy Borgman, who is a 20-year-old Azerbaijani called Andy. Next up, Justin Edwards, just an incredibly good Kiwi striker, admittedly spawned in Germany, but nevertheless, that's a hell of a player. And followed up by a Turkmenistani left-back called Dovletmirat Gurbangaldiev. That's a name and a half. Love it, love it. Followed by Chan Kakada, a Cambodian attacking midfielder. That guy could be regen map potential. And lastly, Bigger Wembangomo, because, you know, I can't resist a player called Bigger. It's always going to be. No one will ever quite beat Bigger Balongo, but he's up there. So if you want to participate in Regen someday, then do go over to the Discord, link in the description. Drop your regens in there. Also still working on the Regen map. Don't worry. It's just one of those things that takes a long time to build up. So, today, we've got Barrow. Now, I was unsure of what to do for the second game of this episode, because someone wanted me to do the Haven't at Waterlooville game, and I do kind of want to do the games that people have told me to do, or, like, have a preference on showing, because I feel like that's important. So we may well do that instead, even though it's slightly closer, because there's going to be a lot of transfers to talk about. There's some to show you already, and there'll almost certainly be some more, because I've just put in about 4 different loan bids, because I finally found some players that will come on loan. But first up, just quickly, Chris Clark has joined us on loan from Luton Town, which is quite nice. He's just going to be a backup on that right-hand side. Can play on the left too, but I'd rather he didn't, to be honest. He's kind of like as much as like, he might look better than Putman Kitely, when you actually do an attribute comparison, Putman Kitely comes out on top in a lot of areas, but this guy's got decent enough aggression and work rate, decent sort of height as well, but also some decent physical attributes. So I think he'll definitely do a better job on that right-hand side than, say, Miles Bright. I also brought in Sam Cartwright. He's on £325 a week. He is on a permanent deal, but we had some money, and I just wanted another centre-back to give us a little bit more depth there. Now, he's not really my normal type of player, because he's 6'1", which is not too bad. He's got some decent sort of bare-bones defensive attributes, but he can play at full-back as well if we need him to, but don't expect him to get forward. Thankfully, though, that right-hand side is kind of dominated so much by BPK that the right-back doesn't actually get as far forward as they would normally, so he might be able to do a job for us, basically. That's all we can hope. So, we've played Barrow once, and we've lost to them. I don't remember when that was. I'm guessing in the Cup at some point. So, having to start against the 2 relegated teams in the Football League is somewhat of being thrown into the fire, I will admit. But nevertheless, we'll give it a crack. So, here's what my assistant wants to do. He wants to put Sam Cartwright instead of Ruben Lau. I just disagree completely, frankly. And I also don't agree with starting Con Clark today. I want to start Putman Kitely again, because of course we do. Also, a couple of little facts about some of the players that have joined us, of course. We've got Rocco Adabatian. I forgot to tell you this, but he was actually training to be a chef. I know, but the only thing he can cook is tapas, which is slightly strange. And Simon Defty, our right back, had a potential career as a racing driver squashed out when all of his sponsors dropped out and forced him to turn to the noble art of football in the non-league. He also works in a fish and chip shop. So the bench will be Perez de Gracia, Cartwright, Con Clark, Hammett, and Watson. So this is not going to be easy. Anything we take from this would be superb. I wonder what our attendance is going to be like, though, because this should be a good... I hope we can get over 2,000. But we do get to revenge them from something that we barely even remember. You'll note that I've made the stadium a little bit more sensible this year, because as much as we did do... I think we could have probably done better in our home games last year had we just had a normal stadium. Hardcastle. Oh, this is where we start to break down a little bit. Ewing. Quigley's a bit too wide, I would have thought. Oh, it's a great first touch from Quigley, and it's squared across the goal, but no goal. Oh, a chance for a ball in, though. I don't think it's Putman Kitely. Oh, it is Putman Kitely. Back post and Ruben Lowell, and it's offside. I mean, at the very least, we're keeping them quiet. We're also keeping the entire stadium pretty quiet. Putman Kitely wins us another corner. Dagenham and Redbridge doing well away at Morecambe. They look like one of the early pace setters this season. Ball across here, and Ruben Lowell has come back post and Billerman. It's in! Kwame Osigwe gives us the lead against Barrow. That is fortunate incarnate right there, as Havant and Waterlooville, through Jaden Harris, also take the lead. Kwame Osigwe scores his first goal for the club, and that is just pure luck. Putman Kitely's ball was whipped in. So great. I mean, that's just, what a save. And the fact that he actually has to hit the post first, that is classic non-league stuff. They don't get back there, and it's 1-0 Whitport. Very much against the run of play, but we're winning now against Barrow. Curtis Thomas, round the side for Putman Kitely. Can he square it? He might, you know. Oh, what about that from Putman Kitely? Well, we're showing no fear at this level. Somewhat fortunate, of course, to score the goal the way that we did, but we've not looked bad defensively. If we can win it off them here, and we have. Adobati's got it. Rocco's got the ball. He's got a bit of pace too. Can he slip it through for someone? He sort of does. Putman Kitely! Good save by Ellis. Nice to see him forward, though. I am very, very impressed with the lads today. Kasimba. And it's well won, but Winfield just digging deep their ball through, and Curtis Thomas. No, Bilham. Can he get the shot away? He does, and it's well saved by Ellis, and this has been a second half for the ages. So despite not scoring our goal, or even assisting it technically, Putman Kitely is still on for, oh God, and we concede from a corner. Yep, that sounds about right. To be fair, we did score from a corner too. Putman Kitely was on for a man-of-the-match performance. We've played super well against Barrow. That's frustrating. But once again, we just do not defend ourselves properly. We should not be letting that ball get all the way through. There's nothing O'Reilly can do about that. Come on, we can fight back. We've done well today. This is a very good performance. Curtis Thomas. Cartwright's not going to really be able to do much here, and this is a concern of mine, actually. Quigley. Don't let him get that ball down. Barrow are starting to find some late form here, and maybe those substitutions have actually done more harm than good, as a big save again. Well, it looks like it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I mean, frankly, I know that we were in front of this game, and I think we probably deserved the win on the night. Probably just edged it. But, nevertheless, if you'd have said to me, you're going to play both sides that were relegated from League 2 in the first two matches, and you take 2 points from that, I would probably have taken that. But it is frustrating, because I actually think we played really, really well. So, one game off camera. Back for Havant at Waterloo in a minute, but I think there's going to be more signings coming in, so we'll talk about that in a second as well. Right, so we're back. We had the one game off camera away at FC Halifax Town. It actually started off with a pair of victories, but this from Curtis Thomas was brilliant. He did this twice on the night. Just get the ball, turning, and admittedly he didn't actually finish it, but it didn't matter, as the ball then fell to Jacob Wakeling, and he was able to slip us 1-0 up. Now, they played a 4-3-3, and we were just able to put the ball out. But look at this from Putman Kitely as well. Lovely first touch, just to get around the defender. Now, he gets fortunate with the way it breaks to Jacob Wakeling in the 63rd minute to make it 2-0 with his second of the night. He's really hitting the ground running. And then it was more Curtis Thomas. Once again, lovely little bit of play from him again. Wakeling just turns on the afterburners. That extra pace and finishing ability he's got really is making a difference, as he completed his first ever hat-trick for Whitport and making it his 4th league goal of the season. But it wouldn't be us without us conceding a late one. We've actually not kept a clean sheet so far this season, which is one of the problems I'm seeing. It's a lovely little ball through here. Yeah, just a bit fortunate with the way it breaks to Damani Mella at the back post to get a goal back. But Halifax had won both games so far, and this was our first victory. So away from home, to win it by 3-1. Very, very strong performance. Putman Kitely with an 8.3, still putting an excellent show. Defty and Bilham also looked excellent. I really do think that having quality players on both wings that can do what we want to do has really, really made a difference. And the addition of Wakeling has been fantastic as well. We really do seem to have found something this season. I mean, we'll see how it actually goes, but I don't know. I'm interested. League-wise, it puts us 6th, but obviously after only 3 matches. I mean, we could conceivably fall down as far as 17th with the wrong results going against us. Already 5 points off the top, where Dagenham and Redbridge and our opponents today, Havant and Waterlooville, are both tied with 3 wins out of 3. Absolutely smashing it. But we are scoring a few more goals this season, just conceding a few more then, which is sort of back to normal service. Curtis Thomas with 3 assists in 3 matches from our young pressing forward. Could this be a breakout season for Curtis? So we signed a couple more people. First one is Teddy Healy, who's coming on loan from Bradford City for the season, on a free, of course. Couldn't really see all of his attributes, not entirely impressed, but it's more backup. We've also got Danny Walker-Rice back on loan from Peterborough Sports for the year. I figured, you know what? He did well for us last year. Why shouldn't we give him another crack on this year? He can play behind Luke Bilham and just give us a bit more depth there, because we were really struggling. If Bilham got injured, we'd have no one. And lastly, Jake Bunyan's coming on loan from Stevenage. Now, he's a really decently fast centre-back. He lacks any kind of height, which is why his heading isn't also that great. But good marking and tackling, some decent mentals in there as well for the 20-year-old on loan from Stevenage. I think he's a really solid centre-back for us. And I think we've actually got a bit of depth in the centre-back area. Don't know who to really put there between Osigwe, Bunyan, Cartwright, Lowell. I mean, we've got options for days. Jake Watson. But today, we're away at a club who've literally won every single game, which does not bode well, but we've not lost yet. We've got that on our side, if nothing else. Jamie O'Hara is actually managing Havant and Waterlooville now. So, Defty picked up a slight knock, which is the worst possible news, because now it means that we're kind of going to have to play Sam Cartwright there, and I want to see how he does, being... You could measure his speed with a calendar. Jake Bunyan wasn't really fresh enough to start the last game, but I'm tempted to put him in today instead of... you know, I'm going to put him in instead of Ruben Lau and see how he does. It almost feels like this is the real transfer episode. This is the one where we've actually gone out and really signed a load of players, and I honestly think there's still more to come. But hey, I should be wearing the fishing outfit, really. I do just wonder if having Bunyan in there could make a little bit of a difference. I've been very, very impressed with BPK this season. He has absolutely stepped up. Let's see how we do. We're away from home. Wakeling's already got 4 goals on the season, but the key thing for me is the assists of Curtis Thomas. Those two seem to have formed a genuinely excellent partnership, with Thomas using that blistering pace to just burn past people and win the ball off them, and Wakeling's got just raw finishing ability and a bit of pace about him too. Pretty solid start from us so far. Wakeling again. If we can get Wakeling and Curtis Thomas in good form, then there really could be something there. Billam as well. Ball across and Putman kindly hits it over the crossbar. That was a good chance. And I'm alright with that. After a season of more conservative defensive play, I wouldn't mind a bit more of a try to score 70, 80 goals or something this season, even if we concede 60 doing it. Winfield. Ball across and Putman kindly again hits it off the side. He has been superb this season. I know he's not scored there, but he's just getting into positions to do things time and time again. It's actually insane how often he's got into that position. Adabate. Kasimba. Look at the space with the overlaps. Billam. There we go. Winfield. Pat McCarthy's making that run on the back post. Can he pick him out? He doesn't need to, because Curtis Thomas has scored, and we deserve that. 60% possession away from home here at Havant or Waterlooville. Now Curtis Thomas has scored for us. Lovely little assist for Charlie Winfield. And I tell you what, Whitport have got something at the moment. We look very, very good. We're creating stuff again. We are looking a bit more laissez-faire. This is a great header from Thomas. Bad goalkeeping from the keeper, but who cares? Is it too early to say Blackhaven, look, watch your backs? I think it probably is, and I'll regret saying that. So I've already said it now, so Kyra might make us stronger at the back in fair. Oh, well defended, and again with a big save from O'Reilly. They've mostly threatened from range so far this game. In fact, I think all 3 shots have been from distance. Curtis Thomas's goal has given us a very, very important lead. Bunyan, that's not the best clearance from Bunyan. That heading ability's really lost out there. Far cutting inside, get your block in. Good save from O'Reilly. We've not been fantastic today, but we haven't had to be. Oh, that's a poor clearance. That's a really poor clearance. Morton, good blocks, come back to Morton, and again with a big save. Yeah, they are really starting to throw stuff at us now. Freer's ball in, get that header clearance. Here we go. Putman Kitely, look long, Ben. That's actually a really good ball. And Thomas, Wakeling again. Oh, it's 2-0. Jacob Wakeling and Curtis Thomas combine again. This is what I'm seeing. Firstly, Putman Kitely, lovely, lovely ball. He's actually really made this. I mean, it's still a great touch from Curtis Thomas. Then to just slip that off to Jacob Wakeling, who's got such composure for a striker at this level. This is insane. 2-0 up now, and Curtis Thomas grabs another assist. I'm not even joking. It feels like having Putman Kitely in the team, firstly, we play really, really well. We already know that. But this new Curtis Thomas and Jacob Wakeling partnership up front is really, really working. Putman Kitely's got it back nearly. Yes, he has. Can he square it for someone? He doesn't need to, because it's gone in again and it's 3-0. And Curtis Thomas has now made it 3-0 to Whitport Athletic. Okay, I think we might well have found the magic formula with our 2 strikers this season. Admittedly, this was very, very fortunate with the way that Putman Kitely's shot is deflected off the post, I think, in the end. Don't know why he doesn't get an assist for this, really. Usually, it's because it was saved. Good save from the goalkeeper, but it doesn't matter, as Curtis Thomas now slips in our 3rd. Chance for Putman Kitely from a free kick as well, and it's just drilled wide. But what a performance again. It really does make you think, though, doesn't it? Maybe there is a shot at the playoffs this year. I mean, we're in there right now. Obviously, a lot of things can change with injuries and whatnot, and I do think Dagenham and Redbridge look like a cut above everyone else in this league, but I don't know. You know, if we carry on playing as well as we are, then what is to say that we can't get in the playoffs this season? I mean, that determination there from Billam as well, just to win that ball back and now take his man on. We've got men flying forward and he's lost out, but he's still got it back. And Hammett's now in behind for making it 4-0, and he's hit the post there, Harry Hammett off the bench. Really should have been 4. Ratcliffe. They've allowed Farr to bring that down, but it shouldn't really matter. There we go. Havant at Waterlooville 0. Whitport 3. Still just the 12 fouls. We're not conceding anywhere near as many cards and free kicks, and that is making us so much better going forward. 9 goals as well scored in our first 4 matches. We look far better going forward than we have last season, and I really do feel like Curtis Thomas and Jacob Wakeling are the reason for that. I mean, once again, they combine for all 3 goals. This is a very, very good sign for us so far. Very, very pleasing. And Blackhaven have actually won yet another match. Edmondson scored a brace for them as they beat AFC Wimbledon, which just makes it worse for me. Cheers. I am genuinely very, very impressed with the way we've started this season. Wakeling, Curtis Thomas, BPK, just putting in solid performances week after week. And that's what he needs to do. That's really what he needs to do. So, next episode, we're obviously going to start off against Sutton United. We'll do a bigger chunk in the next episode. In fact, we'll probably do Why the Hell Not. We'll come back for Dagenham and Redbridge in the second part of that episode, because, of course, we will. I expect them to be running away with it, but then you know how FM is. So, either we'll be shit, or they'll be shit. Hey, could be both of us. If you've enjoyed this episode, drop a like on the video. That would be tremendous. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. That'd be awesome as well. I stream on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so go follow them there too. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.